Have you ever played the game called Genshin Impact? I mean, it's okay if you haven't. It's only one of the most famous games of all time. You loser. It's okay though, because I too am a loser. That's right. I have never played Genshin Impact either. It wasn't until recently that I finally played the game and experienced it for myself. But first, my goals. 1. I can only use the characters given to me through the gameplay. 2. I have to play this entirely blind. Can I do it? Will I prevail? Did I just enter an abusive relationship voluntarily? Is Honkai Star Rail a better game? The story starts with 2 sibling travelers heading to what I assume to be their next destination before suddenly being stopped by a woman who claims to be a sustainer of heavenly principle, otherwise known as God. I'm not sure what it is we did. I mean, we're only human after all, but we just want to go home. Apparently that wasn't an option, so we end up fighting her in arguably one of the hardest fight scenes I have ever seen in all of gaming. It's also at this point where we choose which twin we were going to be for the rest of the game, boy Twiz or girl Twiz. I chose boy Twiz. I guess that made the god angry, so she decided that for punishment she was going to put my sister inside a prison realm. I try to fight back and then I too get put inside a prison realm. We end up getting separated, and the next scene is when we are shown on a beach telling our story to Paimon. Half girl, half fairy, refers to herself in third person a lot, and a victim of nearly drowning, despite having wings. After hearing my story and because I saved her life, Paimon agrees to become my travel guide and help me find my sister. But in order to get started, we have to find the animal god, or one of the gods of this world. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of here for the ride. The journey to find Twizzy has now begun. We make our way off the beach, and after a quick prayer to the statue, your boy gets blessed with some ammo. One of the 7 elements of this world, the wind element. Think of elements like how you would in Avatar, but instead of 4 elements, there are 7. Animo, Cryo, Pyro, Hydro, Dendro, Electro, and Geo. After our prayer and a newfound power, we are now on our way to Mondstadt, and... is that a dragon? Oh well, whatever. We make our way into the forest, and not only do we see the dragon that just flew over us, but we also see a bard talking to it. For some reason, the sight of such a magnificent creature is clearly too overwhelming for me, and I release my amino. Yes, I'm aware of how that sounds. The dragon gets spooked, causing him to scream, and then the bard disappears in the thin air. That's too bad, but at least he left a crystal. We grab the crystal and continue to Mondstadt, but we end up getting stopped once again by a woman with one of the most graceful intros I have ever seen. Amber, outrider, potential wife. Amber tells us about the recent Hilichurl problem going on and how she's been clearing out camps, and since we're strong, we might as well just give her a hand. We play as Amber for a little minute, clear out some homeless camps, and then we finally enter Mondstadt. As a reward for helping her clear out the Hilichurls, Amber tells me she has a present for me, but first we need to get to higher ground, which, I mean, I move fast, but I don't move that fast. You know, we just kind of met. Turns out it was just a wing glider. I put on my wing glider and I test it out. It is official. I am flying. Well, I'm gliding, but regardless, I'm living my life like it's golden. Or at least I was trying to, until this hating ass dragon came back. Strength of the winds picked me up and then take me into the air with this dragon, and it is now time to fight. I think that's what we're doing. I think we're fighting right now. After the fight, we meet Kaya, cavalry captain, coolest dude in Mondstadt, potential main. Because of our fight against Storm Terror, we get to meet Jean, the acting grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius, and Lisa the librarian, aka MILF. Once we get to the Knights of Favonius headquarters, Jean tells us how Storm Terror's recent actions have been affecting Mondstadt. So I offer to help because why not? Not like I have a sister to find. The first temple we go to is right outside Mondstadt, where we meet Amber. After that temple, we meet up with Lisa and do her temple. These temples really just kind of serve as a way to learn the characters in the game. Nothing really major was going on. Can I just say this though? Kaya is an absolute machine. Amber has potential, but her gameplay is kind of boring to me. And Lisa?
Hey, cutie.
Alright now, I'm telling y'all, I'm telling.
With each temple done, the gang's all here. I officially have my squad. Now it's time for a side quest. Apparently this game has something called an adventure rank, or an AR, and in order to progress through the story and unlock certain game features, you have to be a certain level. I'm at AR 6 right now, and the goal for me is to get to AR 10 in order to progress the story. And XP doesn't come easy in this game. Like, you're lucky if a chest gives you more than 20 XP points.
What do you think, cutie?
I spent most of my time in Mondstadt beating the homeless, opening chests, praying, minecrafting, claiming rewards, and drowning. I linked up with Kaya to help him find some treasure, which really turned out to be bait for him to catch a criminal.
You're not gonna get me. Okay, oh God, what is this? I didn't mean it.
And then I met Catherine, and then she explained to me the Adventure Guild and gave me my Adventure's Handbook. Now I'm official. Now, for this next part, I'm going to warn you that the footage coming up is extremely disturbing. I leveled up who I thought had the most potential just using the auto ad feature. I know. And I even put on artifacts. I have no clue what belongs on who. I'm just trying to look smart right now. Anyways, I was almost on my way to AR-10, so I did one more quest and talked to Amber about my flying license. This mission was supposed to be a simple flying exam, but we ended up leaving Mondstadt to chase another criminal whose name was Raptor. I just couldn't take it. I got bored mid-quest and played around in the menu, and that's when I stumbled across the greatest thing known to mankind: events. Apparently, there are these events that have character trials where you can test characters that are about to get released, or ones you don't have. I'm not sure. Just let me give you a quick rundown on all the characters I played as during these trials. Bam, 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 bam. And Lisa showed up too. That is 12 characters, and 11 of which I have never seen, and I didn't even know they existed. Look at this combat. Look at how graceful she's moving. All of their attack animations are so smooth. I'm not used to this. It feels like it's almost illegal to see this at this point in the game. Like, these little monsters did not stand a chance. I did not defeat them. No, I annihilated them with insane amounts of damage. This was it. This was the spark that I needed to continue playing the game. But I knew that if I wanted to get these characters, I'd eventually have to leave Mondstadt. There was just one thing standing in my way. Raptor, get out. Ta-da! I am now AR-10. Once we return to Mondstadt, we see Jean talking to some girl who was apparently part of the Fatui. Now, the Fatui, based off what I know, is like some military force from a place called Shneznaya. The Fatui feel the way we're trying to solve the Storm Terror problem is lame. So they're basically like, you know, we can just kill him. And we're all like, nah, you can't do that. He's one of the four winds. He's with us. And they're like, okay. We show Lisa and Jean the teardrop crystal we got from when we saw Storm Terror in the woods, and they just kind of come to the conclusion that the situation has far surpassed their expertise since the dragon tear is corrupt. So they basically turn to me and they're like, honorary knight, how we feeling? Yay or nay? And I'm like, shit, I'm down. I guess. We walk out and we see that bard who was talking to the dragon in the woods, except this time he's got somewhere to be. We track him down to the cathedral to see him performing a song, and after the performance he introduces himself to us as Venti, bard, Storm Terror's bestie,
God,
and I'm pretty sure he's Tails from Sonic Riders. He tells us how Storm Terror, who we now know is named Dvalin, is not who we think he is, and that what we're seeing from him is not his usual behavior. We show him the crystal to see what he knows about it, and somehow it's purified. I don't know. I'm still just kinda here. With a plan to help Dvalin, Venti tells us to meet him in the cathedral and help him receive the Holy Lyre, which is the only real item that can help Dvalin, but in order to get it, we have to steal it. Before we can get a chance to grab the Holy Lyre, one of the Fatui shows up and takes it instead, and we end up being seen. We managed to escape and hide in a tavern where some guards almost tracked us down, but thanks to this cool redheaded dude, we were saved. This is Diluc, by the way, the now #1 coolest dude in all of Mondstadt, sorry, Kaya, and owner of Dawn Winery. He also hates the Knights of Favonius. We tell Diluc and Jean why we attempted to take the Holy Lyre. They hear us out, and after tavern hours, we all meet back up to discuss a plan on how to get it back. We end up tracking it down to a Fatui hideout to retrieve the Holy Lyre, but even more importantly than that, we got a chance to play as Diluc. Dare I say, I am not impressed with his gameplay, but at the same time, I would rather have him right now on my team over Amber. No offense to Amber. We managed to get the Holy Lyre, but it's in a broken state. So in order to fix it, we need more purified teardrops, which can only be found in some of the most dangerous, bloodthirsty, deadly ruins and temples of all of Mondstadt. So who else better to send than me? No, but really at this point in the game, I'm pretty much invincible because most of my characters are almost max level. My weapons are strong. My artifacts are still in need of some help. Anyways, we head to Dawn Winery to speak with Diluc, Jean, and Venti to purify the crystals we ended up finding. We get the Holy Lyre, and apparently it functions off of amino power. I don't know, this conversation was a bit much for me. I'm only mortal. After a bit of discussion, we agreed to call Dvalin in the safest place we know in Mondstadt, Star Snatch Cliff. Apparently, I don't know what a cliff is because how did I get down here? We get to the top of the cliff where Venti shows off his godlike music abilities, and then he summons Dvalin, who decided to bring a friend along. So apparently Dvalin has an actual voice, like the voice of a man. And he ends up getting frustrated with Venti after hearing the manipulations of the Abyss Mage. And then he flies off to some ancient ruins where we see a girl who looks like my sister. Wait a minute. That is my sister. Why she look so evil? The Holy Liar is now essentially useless, and with no other options left, we decide it's probably best we deal with Dvalin head on at his place. Act 2 of the prologue closes, and it is now time for side quests. Again. At this point, I'm kinda over all of it. I was considering closing the game for good. I couldn't keep doing this. Killing Hilichurls wasn't as fun anymore. Treasure chests just weren't treasuring. There's never enough XP, and I still don't know what I'm doing with these damn artifacts. But then, I remember why I do it. For her. For them. My reason. My strength. My why. I muster up the strength and do a few commissions. Ascend my characters. Put them on expeditions. Slave labor, how we feeling, yay or nay? I also ended up meeting this girl from Leeway who likes to eat a lot, and I helped her in a cook-off and whatever. That was just a crazy quest. Apparently there was this boar from way back when, from like 1,000 years ago, and we also unfurled this dude's ancestor. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of interesting. Kind of boring, kind of interesting. After helping her, I helped Margaret, and then after helping Margaret, I helped Lisa get her books returned. I even bought her a few gifts because I'm her boo, and she my boo too.
Voodoo doll, have you lost your mind?
I also ended up getting extremely humbled after fighting this strong-ass cube whose name is Beth. Let me tell y'all about Leeway. Leeway is just beautiful because it's pretty much just ancient China. How do you even build a treehouse this size? Leeway, 10 out of 10. But then the unthinkable happened. After 20 hours worth of discipline, I caved. I caved into the urges. I pulled like I never pulled before. I got not one, but 2 new characters. Was it worth it? Yes. Are they any good? Don't know. Do I love them? Maybe. Am I going to neglect them and pour my resources into Kaya, Amber, and Lisa? Absolutely. I am a man of principle after all. And just like that, I was AR-18. I head to Dawn Winery one last time and we discuss our next course of action. The matter this time around is simple. Enter Storm Terror's lair, face Dvalin, and save all of Mondstadt. I level up my characters one last time as I prepare them for the fight of our lives. We approach the storm barrier, undo the seals, and finally, it was time to face Dvalin. I say my final wishes and tell my friends I love them just in case I die. Kaya, you were always cooler than D-Luke. Figuratively and literally. Anyways, it was finally time to face Dvalin and become the hero of Mondstadt. Yeah, the fight was kind of lame. But at least we saved Dvalin from the Abyss Mage and helped him regain his freedom. Now Mondstadt is safe and sound. Once we get back, we found out from Amber that some monsters had coordinated what seemed to be a planned attack on Mondstadt while we were gone. Truth be told, I could care less about that right now. We celebrated over some food, spoke with Kaya, and I even unlocked a new character. Everybody, say hi to Barbara. After celebrating, we head to the cathedral and return the Holy Liar to... Wait a minute. Barbara? You got your Holy Liar, so we're out of here. Oh my God. Who was that? That, ladies and gentlemen, was Senora. After getting absolutely pummeled, Vinci tries his best to put up a fight and fails miserably. When we wake up, we see Barbara and she tells us that Venti is in Windrise underneath the tree healing. We go there to check on him and he tells us that he's okay, which is a massive load of cope, and explains to us who exactly Senora is. Apparently, she's a god. He advises us that if we want to find the rest of the 7 gods to help find our sister, we should search for the Geo of Leeway. And just like that, our journey in Mondstadt is all wrapped up.